when a 4 on the Enneagram is connected with their higher self, there's a sense of being complete, being at one, and joyful, and trusting that everything is working out exactly as it's meant to work out. And there's nothing we can do about it anyway. And this real feeling of love for this amazing experience of being here on planet Earth, living out this story of Joshua, or whatever our name is. But then there's a split. And what happens for a 4, because all the Enneagram types have this split into duality, what happens for a 4 is that they really intensely remember that feeling of everything being blissful, joyful, connected and one. But it's just out of their reach. So they start to become really focused on trying to get it again. They focus on what's missing, that feeling that everything was all right, and they can't quite reach it. So it becomes a bit like this. Oh, I've got this purpose in life. I know I have. I can feel it. There's something special out there for me. I don't know how to get it, but I look around me and I see that this is quite mundane. It's quite ordinary. There's something for me. It's this journey I've got to go on. I've got to discover it, and it must be something artistic. And the reason 4s are drawn towards art and creativity is because when you're in the flow of creative expression, you do reconnect with that universal unity. And so this is a good memory for them, and it feels like that's where they should be. So a 4 will be creative in some way. It could be musically, with painting, writing, making pottery, directing movies, anything at all. But there'll be something in a 4 that deep down wants to express themselves in that way. And it becomes a bit like this. I couldn't do any normal job. I couldn't work in an office. I wouldn't want to. No, this is what I want to do. It's much more unique. It's much more special. This is my calling in life, to be a great artist. And this doesn't always make them fulfilled, because moments of creative expression come and go, and they're not always as good as they can be, and it's hard to sustain them. So then the 4 starts to look around for something else that makes them feel connected with that wonderful unity they remember. And they start to focus on their emotions, and the intense emotions seem to do the best. So the 4s will have these intense positive emotions like this. Oh, I love you so much. You're so sexy. I think you're the most beautiful person I've ever met. I can't believe I'm going out with you. This is great. I want to be together forever. Oh, I love you so much. I couldn't live without you. And then that can quickly turn to a different sort of intense emotion. Doesn't really matter as long as it's intense. I hate you. Get out. Go away. I can't believe it. I can't believe they do that to me. Again. I've been let down. It's typical. And sometimes situations and people around them won't give them enough fuel for the intense emotions. So their imagination will click in to try and create those for them. So they could fantasize about things. Oh, when I get that award, when I'm standing on that stage and I get that award, then they'll be sorry. They'll see that all the time I knew what I was doing, and all the time I was the special one. And sometimes it's like jealous imaginings, things that will sabotage their relationships. Where are they? They should be here by now. Unless they've gone round to... That would make sense. That would make sense, because they've been really distant lately. That's it, they're having an affair. they are having an affair, I can't believe it. Or even morbid imaginings, they often think about, death. When I die, and everyone stood there, all my family, friends, they're all going to remember what I was like, and they're going to know that they should have been more loving towards me, that they should have appreciated me, and they'll wish that blah blah blah. So that's the case with fours. But this emotional roller coaster is actually exhausting. The only reason they're on this emotional roller coaster, if we remember, is to try and get back to feeling good, to feeling this intensity that they remember. But as it's exhausting, they start to really not be very productive, and life starts to pass them by, and they're not really living the dream life they thought, which leads to really quite negative feelings. For example, why does it not work out for me? It's like I'm being punished, because I know I've got this gift, but no one appreciates it. No one seems to understand me, and what happens is there's this real habit of being the victim and suffering, and this becomes the four's identity, to be a victim who's always suffering, and life goes wrong for them. But the problem with this is, the more you practice that habit, the more you get into a dead end of despair and negativity, and it spirals down until you hit rock bottom, for example. God. Everything has gone wrong for me. I'm a failure. Every time I try and have a relationship, it messes up. No one gets me. I'm no one. Oh, I might as well just kill myself. And this is why I'm making this video, because I want it to be a reminder for me, because I am a four, and any other fours who might watch it, that there's always a simple way out of this despair. In fact, wherever you are on this level of disintegration and separation and misery, there's always a way back to that feeling we had at the beginning of unity and joy and trust and love. And it's really simple. Not necessarily easy, because we do practice these habits of thought, and they can be lifelong ones that we need to break, but it is simple. And this is how you do it. You just find something to feel good about. Instead of despair, we need to work back to feeling great. So you just feel a little better, just a little bit. And then from there you feel a little better, and then a little better, and then a little better. So that's simple. But how do you do that? Well, there's lots of different teachers. Some say that you focus on the positives, you appreciate things, or you reframe things in a positive light. And I'm really drawn to the idea of life just being a game. It's not so serious, it's just a game. So for me, I always go to a sense of enjoyment. There must be something to enjoy in any moment. Something, anything. And of course it's difficult. For example, what? I'm here, I'm suicidal, and you're telling me to enjoy something? No, there's nothing. I hate my life. There's nothing to enjoy. Well, but I'll try it, I might as well try it. I enjoy the feeling of being warm. And that's the start. It can be anything as simple as that. When you start to focus on something like that and enjoy the sensation of being warm, then you're feeling better rather than feeling worse, which is the direction to move in. And it could be anything physical. You feel fed, you feel warm, you feel rested, and then you can use thoughts instead. You can think about something in the past that made you feel good, or something in the future you're looking forward to, or if you're not feeling fed, you're feeling hungry, you can think, oh well, I'm looking forward to eating soon, or give yourself a break. You can say, actually, I don't need to do this now, I can chill out, I can relax. Anything that makes you feel better, for example. Okay, so I feel warm. Next thing is I feel I like my life, I enjoy it. I know that's not true, I don't enjoy life, I hate it. So that's not going to work. Alright, something else. Okay, I can breathe. It's nice to breathe. I like the fact I can draw. I'm good at drawing. In fact, I'm going to draw a picture right now. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to draw a picture to show just how I feel. I just feel this urge to get this out of me. I'm going to draw a picture. So, what has started to happen is, because you're transmitting just a little bit of positivity and enjoyment, the universe responds to that. It's the law of attraction. What you give out, you get back. So it may come in the form of inspiration, like you're inspired to do something like that, and it may come in the form of synchronicity, where you go for a walk, or you get a phone call, or something happens. You spot a particular book on a bookshelf that you pick up, and something happens that is like a breadcrumb on the trail of you feeling better, and the universe helps you along with that. It sounds kind of crazy, but it does work, and if you try it, you will discover that it does work. And from there, it becomes more and more easy. For example, I was feeling pretty rubbish earlier, but I felt like I wanted to go for a walk, and I went for a walk. And I could not believe that just by that fountain, I met Louise. And she invited me round for a movie, and that was good. That was exactly the movie I needed to watch. This really works, I do feel better. I can't believe how bad I was feeling this morning. It's possible. It really is possible to turn things around. But I can see that when I'm not thinking about things, my mind starts to focus back on what makes me angry, and I can see myself going down those lanes. But then it's okay, because I know that instead I'll just think of something. There's always something to enjoy. The weather's nice. I've got this place to live. I've got lovely friends. I've got nice food I'm going to eat in a bit. I've got this whole day to do things, to work on projects. I feel good. And then you are nearer the state of being that one connectedness, just trusting that everything is okay. And life brings you in and out of that. And that's okay, because it's always simple to get back. I understand it sounds kind of lunatic, really, when people are so miserable that it could be so simple to feel better. But it's true. It's simple. Enjoy things more. Don't suffer. It's a choice. I'm just going to check, because I made a little list before I did this, and I think I've included most things. Yeah, one last thing I just want to say is that if you do get these negative emotions, like anger comes up, someone says something and it makes you angry, you can't do anything about that at that moment. But what you can do, and what works for me, is not label it as I'm angry, I shouldn't be angry, just like, oh, I feel alive, this feels alive, I'm going to enjoy this sensation. And sometimes if you exaggerate it, I'm angry, then it passes through much quickly and you just laugh at it. That's just one last tip. I'm going to, in time, do some videos for all the other Enneagram types as well. But that's it.